Right now, someone who saw your ad is Googling your name to find your YouTube channel, but they're not checking your view count to see if you're famous. They're actively vetting you. And when they don't find any videos or find your competitors posting every week, that's where you can lose the deal. So today I'm going to show you what changed in how people buy that makes YouTube a non-negotiable, and why YouTube gets prospects to trust you faster than any other platform, and why you can't avoid it anymore. And I've helped clients like Caleb 10x their revenue with YouTube and grew his channel from 5K to 30K subs along the way. And now he books 2 to 3 calls daily for his agency. So then what changed? So in 2026, trust is at an all-time low. People are getting burned by courses and agencies. So your prospects are now more skeptical than ever. And what do skeptical buyers do? Well, they research way more than the average person. Think about what this used to look like. Someone would see an ad, click learn more, and then book a call immediately. That was it. Now they see your ad, then they check your profile, then they Google your name, look for a YouTube channel, and if you have videos, they watch them. They then scan your whole digital footprint. They look at your LinkedIn posts, your Twitter posts, whatever you posted online. If they like what they see, they book a call. If they don't, again, you just lost a potential deal. So what are they actually looking for when they do all of this research? Sure, they want to see some testimonials and case studies, but that's not enough anymore. Anyone could create just a few testimonies or cherry pick the best results, but what they're really looking for is clear proof that you actually have a process. They want to see you, how you think and how you explain concepts, whether you understand the problems at a deeper level. That's why social proof alone doesn't cut it anymore. That's why you need to be creating content, specifically video content, before you could run ads with zero content online and still close deals. Now, if prospects Google you and find nothing, or find a dead YouTube channel from 2 years ago, they're moving on to your competitor who's posting every week. So the question you probably have is, how much content do you need to consume before prospects trust you enough to buy? Now, there's something called the 7-hour rule, and what it says is that a person needs to consume about 7 hours of your content before they're ready to buy from you. Think about what that means. 7 hours is a lot of time, and they're watching you explain concepts, hearing you how you think, seeing how you solve problems. So then by the time they hit that 7-hour mark, they already know your process, they trust that you know what you're doing, and they are pre-decided already on the fact that they want to work with you. Now, on Twitter, LinkedIn, and even Shorts, you need hundreds of posts just to hit that 7-hour mark. But on YouTube, someone can just watch 4 or even 5 of your videos, binge them in one sitting, and they've already hit that threshold. And this changes your sales calls. All that YouTube content where you explain things in depth, you've already handled 99% of sales objections before they even book a call with you. So then by the time they hop on a call with you, all they want to know is how much it will cost, because they already know what you're going to do. You're just setting up the logistics. This is exactly what happened with Caleb. We helped him grow from 5K to 30K subscribers while he 10x'd his revenue. And now that his agency website is live, YouTube is driving over 2 to 3 book calls every single day. People who've already binged his content, already know his process, already trust them. So by the time they hop on the call, they are already sold. So yeah, you need 7 hours of content consumption to build trust. And YouTube gets you there faster than anything else. But there's another reason YouTube works that no other platform can really replicate. YouTube has the second biggest search engine in the world, and it only has videos. It has over 2.5 billion monthly active users. That's roughly half of all the internet users globally. And most people on YouTube, when they have a problem, they search for the solution. They type in how to fix this or how to do that. And YouTube gives them videos that solve that exact problem. This is completely different from Twitter, LinkedIn, or Instagram, because on those platforms, people are there for entertainment. They're scrolling, looking for the next dopamine hit. But on YouTube, there's a massive audience actively searching for solutions to their problems. They're not passively scrolling. They're trying to find answers, and once they search for a solution and watch a video, YouTube realizes they're dealing with that problem. So what does it do? It recommends them more videos on the same exact topic. So if someone searches how to unclog a toilet and you're the channel that dominates plumbing tips, YouTube will keep on showing them your videos, and you will be the go-to person on YouTube for that exact problem. And that's when the binge watching starts to happen. They start watching one of your videos, then YouTube recommends another one of yours, then another, and another, and another, and then before you know it, they've consumed hours of your content and they see you as an authority on solving their exact problem. You can't get this on Instagram where people are just there for views and entertainment, and LinkedIn posts will disappear in only 24 hours. YouTube videos are live forever and keep on getting recommended to people actively searching for what you teach. All right, so at this point, you probably understand why YouTube matters, but I already know what you're thinking. I don't have time for this. When I hear this, you're probably filling your calendar with low leverage work instead of higher leverage work. Because think about this, every video you post is a sales asset. You can't get that from a tweet or a reel, and the longer the video is, the better. You're on camera, actively sharing your entire process. They actually see how you think, how you explain concepts, and who you are as a person, which is one of the most important parts. That builds trust in a way text-based posts never could. Now, yes, there's a time investment, but most of it can be handled by people. You can hire a video editor. There are thousands of them, and you could use AI to help with the scripting process. And if you know how to use it right, and honestly, you don't even need a fancy recording studio. You could record a 50-minute Loom video explaining your process on a specific topic, and that counts as a YouTube video because as long as it's a video, you could just post it. You don't need all these fancy editing or extremely polished thumbnails to start either, although they help if you know how to use them. And the recording, it takes 2 to 4 hours of your time per month. Everything else can be delegated. And look, if you're already seeing the value, but you don't want to build a team or manage all this by yourself, that's exactly what me and my team does. You record just 2 to 4 hours per week, and we handle everything else when it comes to ideation, scripting, editing, thumbnails, posting. Links in the description if you want us to handle it all for you. But whether you do this yourself or work with someone, you still have to get on a camera. Yes, I get it. Camera resistance is real. I used to struggle with this too. And I had some resistance trying to record this video right now. But you need to remember something. This is a camera. It's an object, and anything you say can be cut out in editing. You could say the weirdest stuff, mess up your words, lose your train of thought, but if your editor knows what they're doing, they'll cut it in a way that makes you sound credible and smooth. So you don't need to be perfect. You don't have to restart the recording every time you mess up because editing exists. And if you look beyond that, being on camera is a skill. The more you do it, the better you get. I slowly got better the more I did it. I still struggle with that initial resistance to start recording, but once I get going, I can knock out multiple videos back to back. Look, nobody is the best speaker on day one, and that's with anything. Everyone starts awkward, but the more you record, your thoughts become more coherent and you deliver ideas way more effectively. The camera, you need to think about it as an object, and with enough reps, you'll forget it's even there. But now, the next thing I hear about YouTube is it takes too long to see results. Yes, that's correct. YouTube does take a while to see results, but it's a compounding asset. It's like starting a business. It takes time to get traction, but once YouTube finds your ideal customer and starts pushing your content to them, your impressions increase and everything compounds. Now, you could still see some results in the first 1 to 3 months, but of course, it'll be slow. You'll probably book 1 call in the first month, then gradually go up to 2 or 3, then 3 to 5, and then after that, 5 to 10, 10 to 30. And as your brand gets bigger, you'll get more calls. Eventually, this becomes one of the best assets you have online because video, again, builds trust better than any other platform. But this only works if you stay consistent to posting 1 video a week. The only way the YouTube algorithm could figure out who you are faster, and then it'll start recommending your content to the right people. But most people mess this up when they start. They make a video explaining what they do, post it, and nothing happens. Nobody watches, or worse, people watch and just never buy because you're making the wrong videos. Not every topic brings in buyers. Some just get views from people who will never pay you. Now that's the difference between what most people do and what actually works. Like what we did with Caleb. We went from 5,000 subs to 30,000 subs and 10x his business revenue because we weren't actively chasing views. We were making videos that turn viewers into clients. And that's exactly what I'm going to break down in the next video. The strategy for making videos that actually fill your calendar with people ready to buy, not just build an audience that never converts like those Instagram influencers. So click that video on your screen right now.